they
that
are.
they're with you.
They're always supporting me. I'm happy.
When you came here, you were looking for a manager, and I heard that you met with 12 different managers. More than 12.
More than.
What was that experience like? Because I'm sure there are people out there who think about this idea of going out and finding a manager.
Yeah. This is a situation that never has happened before in Brazil. There's no artist in Brazil that in the music that does this popular commercial side, singing in Spanish and English and Portuguese at the same time, doing all the markets at the same time. So it's something really new. We call in the business in Brazil we call it, this is a greenfield market. It's something new that you need to figure out how to do it because nobody has done before. So that's what we are doing, figuring out with the experience and with the things we are doing, how people are gonna receive and accept, and how the market will give the feedback for us, and then we get the other steps. So it's something so new that we can't just plan like it's something, we knew this, we saw this before, so that's the steps. No, it's something completely.
It's all about experimentation.
Yeah, because it's completely different from anything. We can't see an example that we can follow. So we need to build our own strategy that it's gonna be the first.
John, you're so important to some of this strategy. I mean, you're the driving force. You're the visionary. With Shot Studios, you now represent Lele Pons, Rudy Mancuso, Anitta. How do you see all of this, and what's your advice to the young artists out there who are publishing their music on YouTube, publishing their music on social media, and trying to get that reach and trying to get heard?
Well, the first part is, with Anitta is what my brother Sam and I really recognized was the one thing with Brazil is it's a country that's very disregarded when you're outside of Brazil. People don't understand the culture of Brazil. They don't understand the power and influence of Brazil.
It's very influential on social media.
It is. It's very social. Like, it's very social. Like, people communicate. They're on smartphones, whether, doesn't matter what the economy looks like. People are still figuring out how to buy the new Samsung phone, the new, mobile device. And, so we knew that because of our app, the Shots app. The Shots app, Brazil was our second largest market outside of the U.S. And I remember we actually had, I've never shared this story with Anitta. We used to have this same issue that Anitta had when she would met with 12 different managers, and none of them really saw the vision that she saw. No one really saw that, wow, you can take what you've done in Brazil the last 5 years and implement it into 2 markets, not just one, not just in the U.S. You can implement this in Latin market as well because she's fluent in Spanish. So we had that same issue when we had the Shots app. Was Brazil was our second largest market. And I remember used to going around VCs and telling them how big Brazil was and how we were growing in Brazil. No one really understood. They looked at Brazil as like, what is that? Not knowing this is a very social and creative country. Like when you go to Brazil, even when you look at like the buildings and the architecture, or even like the graffiti is like, wow, that's beautiful graffiti, like everything. It's just a very artsy country. So that's when I met Anitta. I was like, yep,
I
know
clicked.
Exactly. Yeah, it just clicked. And I think same thing too. I think she was looking for, because even though she met with 12 different people, it wasn't that they necessarily passed. She didn't connect with them as well. She thought to her, I wasn't there. We were luckily the 13th or 14th, but we were at dead last. But and it wasn't even meant. It was actually a mutual friend of ours that had a dinner, and we were at the dinner together and we met. But I think the thing with her is she also needed a forward-thinking team. She needed a team that would think outside the box and not do hey, this is the standard way to do things. Because standard, the only thing that would anger Anitta is when you want to do anything by the norm, right? Like, she wants to think of completely different ideas.
Right. When people say to you, Anitta, who do you want to be like? Your answer is, I want to be Anitta because I don't need to be like somebody else that's out there.
That's what I say because.
Is that what you say?
I
like that.
I always say this. I thought you
I
saw
was sitting in on your meetings.
no, I thought you saw some of my Brazilian interviews because I
Yeah.
always say this.
Real quick, that answers your second question about the advice to
Yeah.
anyone that wants to do that.
Be
the
authentic.
first of you.
Yeah.
Don't be the next whomever.
Totally.
Be the first of you. That's my
Yeah, that's what I wanna be. Me. I was looking for all. I met all these people because in Brazil in the last year and until I met them, I managed myself. I used to manage myself alone. It was me, my company, my employees. I did everything, and then, but internationally, I mean, I don't know the culture. Some things he teach me. I can't do it alone. I wasn't born here. It's the same thing. If he tries to do something alone in Brazil, he will never do because the culture is a very big thing in in the middle of the way that you can't just pretend it's not there. So I was trying to find somebody, and I met really good people, amazing people, and but they had huge artists, and I thought maybe I need somebody that will be really focused, like take me as a priority and wanna learn with me. Learn together. I'm learning international market. He's learning Brazilian market, and there's no ego involved. It's like he knows he doesn't know Brazil because he wasn't born there. So there's some things I need to teach him, and it's
What do you think is the biggest thing a person from outside of Brazil needs to know about Brazil? Needs to learn about Brazil?
Because Brazilian people, they care about the person, who you are. It's not only the song. It's not only the music. It's much more. They need to know about you as a person, because they are like this. They are warm. But when you go do a show in Brazil, any international artist, they always say, "Oh man, that was the best show ever," because people are really, they are passionate. So that's the difference. And the things he learns with me is how people respond and how's the feedback of the things we do. And what I learned with him is exactly the opposite here. Exactly the same thing, but here, the opposite. So we are doing an exchange, and it's really cool because he doesn't look to Brazil and say, "Oh, forget Brazil." No, it's the opposite.
I think we have some questions, right?
Yes, we have hundreds of comments coming.
Hundreds of comments.
Sadly, they're all in Portuguese, and I can't speak Portuguese. But,
But some of them they try to speak English.
there's others coming through too in English. One of the ones that I did read in English was, "Who's the next person that you want to collaborate with?"
Yes.
Oh.
Who's the next person you want to collaborate with?
I wanted to collab with Balvin, which is we worked together before 3 years ago, but it was a remix, and now it's a dream because he's a very, very good friend. And I don't know if it's to dream big, maybe Drake.
Drake. I like it.
Maybe Joel Mayer. I met Joel Mayer weeks ago. To dream big, Beyonce, Rihanna. Let's just dream.
You're open, basically.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
John, do you have a person that you feel like she would just totally mesh with?
Well, one of the things we discussed too is like doing different style of music, right? Like taking this, the style of, that Anitta has, which is like pop and this genre that she could talk about in a little bit called Brazilian funk, and implementing that into some of these genres that are fast growing. Right now, I know in the U.S. and the general market, the three of the fastest growing genres right now are hip hop, Latin music, and EDM dance. So she has her Latin song that's coming out next week on the 19th. Then she has she just had her dance song. So I think hip hop is something that should, you know, and she loves hip hop. She loves Future. She loves P&B rock. She loves, you know, what's his name? Lil Pump. You know, the Gucci Gang. Gucci Gang. Like, there's a song we were listening to all day in the car today. So.